Voters in District 1 will decide who will replace former County Supervisor Nora Vargas, who abruptly stepped down. The board voted unanimously today to hold a special election on April 8th to fill the seat. It could have appointed someone or selected an interim representative until a special election was held. But it agreed with many public speakers that voters in District 1 should decide.
Currently, the board is split along the party lines, both two Democratic, two Republican. So it leaves that open opportunity. It's better for the community to voice who they're going to choose. Yes, it's a little bit more costly, but I think in the long run, it's going to have a lot more impact.
According to the county, the special election is expected to cost between $2 to $6.6 million. Several local leaders have already announced they plan to run. They include San Diego City Councilwoman Vivian Moreno, IB Mayor Paloma Aguirre, Chula Vista Councilmember Carolina Chavez, and Chula Vista Mayor John McCann.
Some people in the South Bay hope whoever replaces Vargas will prioritize what they see as the biggest issue on the docket, the Tijuana sewage crisis. We continue to cover the impacts of the decades-long problem. Tonight, I follow through with people in the community hoping this change means they will finally see a solution.
It's criminal what's happening here. And all the lawsuits in the world are not going to bring back people's health.
Doctors told Imperial Beach resident Marvel Harrison she has reactive airway disease, meaning she's not getting the normal breathing capacity in her airways. And is that specifically due to the sewage smells?
They believe so. I didn't have it before. I think I blame the politicians who have not stepped up to call a state of emergency, to be able to get the Army Corps of Engineers in, to be able to access every viable possibility of getting this cleaned up.
Until that cleanup, she fears the sewage and toxins will also impact children's neurological development, wildlife, and even military personnel that work nearby.
We can choose not to go in the water. We can choose not to surf. I can choose not to walk my dog on the beach because the vets here are saying don't walk your dogs on the beach. I can choose not to have my kids play in the surf or the sand, but I can't choose not to breathe the air.
So now she has air purifiers and her home is set up with the UCSD monitoring system.
And we're involved in whatever way we possibly can be. But the level of frustration probably is maximized by how much, especially this last summer and fall, we felt betrayed by the county. We just did not get the support we needed when the crisis was at a pinnacle.
Now she's hoping with the change in the county supervisor position, they can finally get that support. What's your reaction to Nora Vargas stepping down?
She was strapped in some way for not acting on the way that I would believe she wanted to act. When we're looking at a new supervisor, I think we need to look at that there's housing insecurity, there's homelessness, there's economic demise. But all of that is completely compromised with this overwhelming sewage crisis. Every one of those aspects. So this has to be our number one issue on who we get into office. And let's find the person who has the science, the political will, the knowledge, the history to know how to intervene and get it done.
Is there hope from all the visits to Washington, D.C. that you and others made?
This is a bipartisan issue. Sewage sucks. I want to hold out hope for the Trump administration because this is a federally impacted issue.
As for her reactive airway disease, she says she's one of the lucky ones who had the means and the ability to get those tests to find out, but fears many more have it and won't ever know. And of course, with the cost of housing, moving is not an option for most.